The Philippines, a young nation barely finding its feet after World War II, found itself drawn into the vortex of the Korean War. The scars of the previous conflict were still fresh, and the nation was in the midst of rebuilding its infrastructure and society. This conflict, raging from 1950 to 1953, was a world away, but held significant implications for the Philippines. The war's distant thunder echoed loudly in the halls of the Philippine government. It was a war against communist expansion, a war where the Philippines stood shoulder to shoulder with the United States and other nations under the banner of the United Nations. Filipino soldiers were sent to fight in a land they had never seen, for a cause that resonated deeply with their own recent struggles. This essay delves into the reasons behind the Philippines' involvement in the Korean War. It explores the geopolitical landscape of the time and the strategic decisions made by the Philippine leadership. It examines the historical context, the motivations driving the decision, and the significant contributions and sacrifices made by Filipino soldiers. These brave men left their homeland to fight in a foreign war, driven by a sense of duty and international solidarity. Finally, it reflects on the lasting impact of the war on the Philippines and its relationship with South Korea. The bonds forged in the crucible of war have endured, shaping diplomatic and cultural ties between the two nations. The Korean War was a pivotal moment in the Cold War, a clash between ideologies that divided the world. It was a conflict that tested alliances and reshaped global politics. For the Philippines, it was a defining moment, showcasing its commitment to democracy, freedom, and international cooperation. The nation's participation was a testament to its resolve and its place on the world stage. The decision to send troops to Korea was not taken lightly. It involved careful deliberation and a deep understanding of the global stakes. It was a decision rooted in a complex web of historical ties, political considerations, and a firm belief in the need to combat the spread of communism. The Philippines' involvement in the Korean War was a significant chapter in its history, reflecting its emerging role in international affairs. While geographically distant, the Philippines and Korea were not strangers to each other. Historical interactions, though limited, existed. Filipinos served as civilian employees during the Japanese occupation of Korea, creating early connections. More significantly, the Philippines had experienced the brutality of communist insurgencies firsthand. The Hukbalahap Rebellion, active during and after World War II, posed a significant challenge to the Philippine government. This experience with communist uprisings gave the Philippines a unique understanding of the threat posed by North Korea's invasion. It fostered a sense of solidarity with the South Korean people, who were facing a similar threat to their freedom and sovereignty. The Philippines, having recently won its independence, understood the value of self-determination and was determined to support other nations fighting for the same right. The Korean War was not just a regional conflict, it was a proxy war in the broader Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union, a clash of ideologies that spanned continents and influenced global politics. The Philippines, a staunch ally of the United States, viewed the communist invasion of South Korea as a direct threat to the stability of Asia and the world. The nation understood that the conflict had far-reaching implications beyond the Korean peninsula. The domino theory, prevalent at the time, argued that the fall of one Southeast Asian nation to communism would lead to the collapse of neighboring countries. This theory was a driving force behind many foreign policy decisions during the Cold War. The Philippines, recognizing its strategic location in the region, saw the need to prevent the spread of communism to its doorstep. The nation's leaders were acutely aware of the geopolitical stakes involved. Joining the Korean War was seen as a way for the Philippines to demonstrate its commitment to the fight against communism and solidify its alliance with the United States. This move was also a statement of solidarity with other nations fighting for freedom. It was a strategic decision aimed at safeguarding Philippine security and preventing the spread of communist ideology in Southeast Asia. The involvement was both a defensive and proactive measure. The Philippines' decision to join the war resonated with its foreign policy of promoting democracy, freedom, and collective security. This policy was deeply rooted in the nation's post-World War II outlook. It was a testament to the country's belief in the principles enshrined in the United Nations Charter, reflecting a commitment to international cooperation and peace. In response to the United Nations Security Council resolution calling for member states to aid South Korea, the Philippines heeded the call. President Elpidio Quirino, recognizing the gravity of the situation, committed Filipino troops to the Korean War. The Philippines' decision to send troops was significant for several reasons. It was the first Asian country to respond to the UN's call, demonstrating its commitment to international cooperation and collective security. This decision was met with mixed reactions domestically. Some questioned the need for Philippine involvement in a distant war, while others recognized the moral imperative and the importance of standing against communist aggression. Despite the debates, the Philippines remained steadfast in its commitment. Filipino soldiers, prepared to face a new enemy in a foreign land, set sail for Korea, ready to fight for a cause they believed in. Section 5. The Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea, or PEFTOK, Courage Under Fire. The Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea, consisting of over 7,000 combat troops, fought with valor and distinction. They participated in numerous battles, including the Battle of Yultong, the Battle of Erie Hill, and the defense of the Jamestown Line. Filipino soldiers, known for their resilience and tenacity, earned the respect of their allies and foes alike. They braved harsh weather conditions, unfamiliar terrain, and a determined enemy, showcasing their combat skills and unwavering spirit. Stories of their bravery under fire became legendary. From repelling enemy assaults to holding strategic positions against overwhelming odds, PEFTOK troops proved their mettle on the battlefield. Their actions went beyond combat. Filipino soldiers also engaged in humanitarian efforts, providing medical aid and supplies to Korean civilians affected by the war. Section 6. Battles fought, sacrifices made, Yultong, Erie Hill, and beyond. The Battle of Yultong in 1951 marked a significant victory for PEFTOK, the Philippine Expeditionary Force to Korea. Filipino soldiers, outnumbered by Chinese forces, fought bravely, repelling the enemy advance and inflicting heavy casualties. Their determination and courage were evident in every skirmish. This victory proved instrumental in delaying the enemy's southward push and boosted the morale of UN forces, showcasing the strength and resolve of the Filipino troops. Another key battle was the Battle of Erie Hill in 1952. This heavily fortified hill was of strategic importance, and PEFTOK troops fought tenaciously to capture and hold it, despite facing overwhelming odds. The battle, marked by fierce hand-to-hand combat, demonstrated the Filipinos' courage and determination in the face of relentless enemy attacks. Their bravery was unmatched. The defense of the Jamestown Line in 1953 was another testament to PEFTOK's resilience. Tasked with holding a crucial sector of the front line, Filipino soldiers endured constant artillery barrages and enemy assaults, showcasing their unwavering spirit. Their steadfast defense prevented a major breakthrough and contributed significantly to the eventual armistice, bringing hope to the war-torn region. Throughout the war, PEFTOK units participated in numerous other engagements, including reconnaissance missions, patrols, and counter-guerrilla operations. Their contributions, though often overshadowed by larger contingents, were crucial to the UN war effort, highlighting the indispensable role of Filipino soldiers in the Korean War. Section 7. A Lasting Legacy, the Philippines and Korea Today. The Korean War left an indelible mark on the Philippines. The sacrifices made by Filipino soldiers forged a strong bond between the two nations. The Philippines' contribution to the war solidified its reputation as a reliable ally and a champion of democracy. Following the armistice, the Philippines continued to provide support to South Korea, contributing to its reconstruction and development. The two countries established strong diplomatic ties, leading to increased economic cooperation and cultural exchange. The Philippines' involvement in the Korean War also had a profound impact on its military. The lessons learned and the experience gained shaped the Philippine Army's doctrine, training, and organization, contributing to its modernization and professionalization. Today, the Philippines and South Korea enjoy a robust and multifaceted relationship. Economic ties are strong, with South Korea becoming a major investor in the Philippines. Cultural exchange programs thrive, fostering mutual understanding and appreciation between the two peoples. Section 8. Conclusion, Honor, Sacrifice, and the Bonds of War. The Philippines' decision to join the Korean War was a testament to its commitment to international peace and security, its unwavering opposition to communist expansion, and its solidarity with a nation in need. The Filipino soldiers who fought in Korea demonstrated extraordinary courage, resilience, and a deep sense of duty. Their sacrifices were not in vain. The Korean War, though ending in an armistice rather than a decisive victory, prevented the communist takeover of South Korea. The Philippines' contribution to this effort, alongside its allies, helped preserve freedom and democracy in South Korea and maintain stability in the region. The war forged a lasting bond between the Philippines and South Korea, a bond built on shared sacrifice and a commitment to common values. Today, this bond continues to grow stronger through cooperation, partnership, and mutual respect. The story of the Philippines in the Korean War is a story of honor, sacrifice, and the enduring bonds forged in the crucible of war. It is a story that deserves to be remembered and honored by both nations. Section 9 Bibliography. Gamboa, Eduardo Z. The Philippine Expeditionary Force to Korea, A History. Quezon City New Day Publishers, 1990. Sandler, Stanley. The Korean War, No Victors, No Vanquished. Lexington University Press of Kentucky, 1999. Stewart, Richard A. The Korean War and International History. London Routledge, 2013.